Hi friends! I'm finally back. I started to film this video and got all the way through it and realized it was going to be over an hour long. So I decided to turn this into a series so that you can watch it kind of in small chunks, and I can post one or two videos a week to get you through the whole process. So starting here in just a second, I'm going to walk you through the first part of the junk journaling or junk journal making process, which is the book deconstruction and page selection for what you're going to put into your junk journal. So stay tuned, and I'll let you know at the end of the video what you can expect to see in the next video. All right, thanks. Hope you enjoy. Hi guys. Today I'm going to show you how to actually make one of these so-called junk journals. I'll do a quick little flip through in case you missed the first video. There is another video explaining what this is and why people make them. But basically it's just a notebook or a journal made out of scrap paper and things that you have laying around your house that would otherwise just kind of be thrown away, lost, or forgotten. You can use these as journals, photo albums, cookbooks, kind of whatever you want. And they're kind of a catch-all for things you encounter in your everyday life, which is, right now it's a little different because we're still somewhat quarantined, but you could put things like receipts that you get at restaurants, or tags you get off of clothes, or tickets you have from concerts you go to, or whatever. And yeah, they're just kind of made out of scraps. And I was heavily inspired by Melanie Sullivan's YouTube channel, which I will link in the description box below. Go check her channel out. She's basically who gave me all of these ideas. So she does things like sew on these ruffles and blah, blah, blah. So you get the picture. This is a junk journal. So you start out with a hardback book. You make a soft spine and go from there. So let me show you kind of what this book started out like, and then I'll show you how to start with a fresh book, okay? Okay, so if you missed my first video, I explained where I got this book. This was a Jay Leno book of headlines that he kind of like cracks fun at. It's like headlines that people had made mistakes on, but I called my in-laws and said, hey, do you have a hardback book that I can basically destroy? And they said, sure, come on over. And they gave me this one. So this is what was in the book. These are the guts. So you can see I've pretty much destroyed this now. There's holes all in it from punching holes in the spine. I kind of used it as, protection for my table. And then I use it as a glue page as well. So this is the guts of the book. This is the spine that I cut out. And I just used an X-Acto knife like this one, if I can reach it, this one here, to cut the pages out. So the next journal that I'm making is not this same kind of journal. It's a spiral bound book. But if you wanted to do one of these hardback books, all that you do is open the book like this, and then right here is where the pages are bound in, and you just take an X-Acto knife and cut down very carefully like this to separate the glue and the paper from the spine. And then you would just cut this out with your X-Acto knife or scissors, and then you have two hardback covers. So that's basically how you do that, and what this book started out like, just for reference. So hang on to these pages, because you can use these for pages in your book, or for things like this, for using your awl to punch holes, or to use as a glue paper. Okay, so the book that we're going to be using today to make our next junk journal is this one here. It is a sketchbook or journal, notebook, whatever you want to call it, that my brother and sister-in-law got for me in Bariloche, Argentina, on their honeymoon, like forever ago, 12 years ago or something. But it has been water damaged. It was in a box in my garage, and our garage flooded. So, some people aim to have pages like this, but I used up the majority of this notebook for notes at work when I worked in California. So a lot of these pages I don't need anymore. I can just kind of throw away, but I'm going to keep these blank ones because they look pretty cool. Like I tea-dyed them. So I'm gonna take these pages out and salvage some of them to use again. And then I have these cool little business cards of where they purchased these from that I'm gonna keep as our new buzzword, ephemera. So I'm gonna keep these and hang on to them. And I don't know what this is. This is just a note that somebody wrote. So first thing we're gonna do is get this unbound. So I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do this, so I'm probably gonna speed this up while you watch and figure it out as we go. Here we go. Now we're talking.
You know, this is very expensive, high quality technical labor.
Oh, you big. Alrighty, that was a little bit more difficult than I had anticipated, but I went over to my in-laws' house and my father-in-law had to cut this off for me. I think it was mainly hard because this has been water damaged, so this paperboard is kind of soft, so it made it hard to get this out. But typically I think you could probably just unwind it like this yourself. But he used some wire trimmers and got it out of there for me. So now we have the papers and the two covers. So this is the main part of what you need to start making your journal. So what I'm gonna do now is go through and pull out the pages that I want to keep out of this journal to put back in here. And then I'm gonna go through some different options you can use for paper to put inside your new journal. All right, so there's several different types of paper you can use, or really any type of paper you could use to make these, but I have several different pads of scrapbooking paper. I have some magazines, and I have some leftover stuff from our wedding. So this has our wedding invitation in it and blah, blah, blah. So we're gonna go through and start deciding what pieces of paper we want for this journal. And I'm gonna base it off of the size of my my hardcovers. So as you can see, if I take a piece out of this and fold it in half, it's almost gonna be the width of this, and I'll just have to trim off the top. So I'm gonna speed this part up, and you're gonna see just me flipping through, choosing random papers to use for this. And I'm also going to use some scraps left over from making this junk journal that I have that I saved in a little accordion folder. So here we go. Okay, so this is that Erin Condren planner I was talking about in my original video that I used for the bulk of this. And I'm gonna use some more of it in this planner. So you can see it's just it's a hardback book that I never used, and it's from 2019, so I can't really use it anymore. So here we go. I'm gonna start tearing some pages out of this. And the way that I did this one is I found where the signatures are attached, so that I don't have to tear out the pages and I can use them where they're already folded. So I'm looking for where I can see stitching that I can clip. So here's some stitching right here. I'm gonna take my little clippers. You probably can't see this on video because they're white, but I'm going to clip the threads. Be careful not to tear the paper. Okay, so then you can see these just kind of come out like this in a big sheet, which is what we want. So we're gonna see how many of these we can get out of here. May be it for that signature because this one seems to be attached somewhere else. So I'm gonna do 2 like that. And again, I'm just pulling out kind of a random number of pages. I don't really have a plan here yet. We'll go through and make a plan in a minute once we've gathered our pile. I'll do, I think that's good enough. So that's that from that book. And eventually I'll use this hardcover to make another journal. Okay, let's go through my stack of what I've pulled out to create this journal with. And we'll see what we got. So I've got several pages that are folded in half out of my planner that I'm gonna use. I've got one of my wedding invitations. Got my address on there, so I don't want to show you that, but I'll use this in there. Use this envelope that's left over. I've seen lots of people on YouTube make cool little pockets out of these guys, so I'm going to attempt to do that. Never done it, but I think we can figure it out. I've got the stack. Oh, there's something hiding in there. I've got the stack of unused papers from the journal that we're using the hardcover for. Oh, there's another piece of something hiding in there. I've got a stack of just random magazine pages, and I look for pages that are kind of pretty on both sides because you are going to see both sides. But every now and then you'll get, you know, one that has like an ad or something on the back, and it's fine too. You can always put fabric over what you don't want to see or all kinds of stuff like that. And then I've got a few pieces of scrapbooking paper. So I've just got some small sheets, and then I've got some larger ones. And now I'm gonna go through this little accordion folder that I keep, or that I kept the scraps from the previous one in. I don't know if you can see this, but I've got just kind of like random pieces. So I'm gonna pull some of these out and see if there's anything that will work in this folder. And I'm kind of, there's no like real color theme going on here, but I'm just looking for stuff that looks good together. I don't think I want to use her again. I've used her multiple times now. Put those, do this guy. That could be kind of fun. I might use that for something. I think that's a good amount of paper for this. So I'm gonna put this back in my folder and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so what you just saw was book deconstruction and page selection. Up next, I'm gonna show you how to cut your pages down to size and start to build your signatures that you'll stitch into the book. So that should be up in a day or two, and I hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to subscribe and like this video, and I'm gonna be trying to bring you a lot more content a lot more regularly. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.